Hello, I'm Tracy Lamb, Executive Director of Napa Emergency Women's Services, also known as NEWS. Back in the early days in 1981, there was really no safe place for women and children to escape. So the community really came together and said, we need to find a better solution for this. And so the first domestic violence shelter was purchased. It was actually a partnership between the city and the county, and they bought a 4-bedroom home where people could go and be safe and heal from what they had experienced. We typically see people who maybe are low income, have fewer resources, but we also see people with means because this can happen to anyone. We really have identified children as primary victims of domestic violence and started to build some services specifically around their needs and making sure that we recognize their trauma and hear their voices. So we have support groups now that are specifically designed for kids. When you think of a shelter, you might think of a place that's cold with cots or some large empty space, and that's not what it is. Our emergency shelter is a 4-bedroom family home. It is a place where when women go there, they are at home. It is their home, and they love it there. And many times when they come to stay, they stay for 3 or 4 months. We recognize that domestic violence happens everywhere, in every neighborhood. There was a woman who literally was my neighbor who was stabbed and killed by her husband. And it was her 12-year-old daughter who picked up the phone to call 911, saying that her father was stabbing her mother. NEWS responded immediately to the call from law enforcement to respond to the needs of that 12-year-old girl. Their sole purpose was to be there to support her, and we'll continue to support her as time goes on because she'll probably have many needs as a result of what happened. NEWS offers the typical domestic violence and rape crisis programming, but we also extended our programming to really meet the long-term needs of the people who come to us for help. One thing that we do is offer our support groups in English and Spanish in various locations confidentially throughout the county. We have really active domestic violence sexual assault counselors that help us with our 24-hour response, whether it comes from law enforcement or whether it comes directly from a woman in need or a family member who's concerned about, say, her sister. They can always call that line, and there's someone there to answer it in English and in Spanish with cultural sensitivity and confidentiality. Domestic violence is a large problem, and we really need your help. Please join us. We invite everyone to the table, and you can be part of the solution. Thank you.